From deep inside the belly of Tim Hortons field, underneath the stands, the Forge Audio Network presents The Captain's Log with Kyle Becker and Mitch Houlihan, presented by Bench Brewing.
All right, Captain's Log, Season 1, Episode 8. Welcome. I'm here with Kyle, the Raging Cajun Becker.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. The Raging Cajun.
Fresh off a referee sound off for the ages.
How'd you feel about it?
I felt great.
Yeah.
I actually feel like you just blacked out and it was the greatest speech you've ever given. As soon as
it
you said
was
impunity, I was just dying laughing.
Yeah, I have no idea how I thought of that one. That is wild.
Like, I was just, I can't believe you used it so correctly and perfect. It was unreal.
Someone had to have said it like in the morning because there's no reason why it was even top of mind. But I crushed it, didn't even stumble. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until you just brought it up.
No, yeah, it was a good line. Yeah, I mean, what do you tell us about the game, though?
Well,
and what happened? Tell us how you feel.
Tell us how I really feel. No, the game was. I feel like it was kind of typical of how the old season has gone. Like there was, after they scored their first goal, which obviously was poor defending, and we've talked about that at large, which was again just kind of typical of how we've been this year. We take the foot off the pedal and we get punished for it. But then the response from the boys and like some of the football that was being played in that first half on both sides, I think it was a great game. Unbelievable atmosphere, as I said. Yeah, those fans are great. Shout out to all the Forge fans who made the trip. They were there. They were nice and loud too, which was fantastic to see. But again, it was just one of those ones. It was similar to the Pacific game. Like it was like, all right, now we're playing a game. Like there was a buzz about it. It was sweet. It was competitive on both sides. And then the refs just wanted to make it about themselves. And it's just classic. It's just make-up call city. Like the Benny gets taken down in the middle of the field. The ref's right there, claims he never saw it. It's not even that he doesn't even think it's a foul. He just claims that he just didn't see it when he's right there. And then Ali does the same thing, yellow card immediately. And then it's a classic make-up call. They get a goal, they score. That's not offside. But the ref's already made up his mind that it's going to be offside, calls that back. So Halifax gets screwed over there. Then we're a little harsh by the PK. But again, like it's the one thing for me, and again, we talked about it as a group is, yeah, okay, we can talk about the refs and how we're frustrated by them, but that's not like we're still Forge FC. We can't be coming out of games being like, oh, the refs screwed us.
No,
like it was still poor to go down 1-0. But again, as I said, great response from the boys, and then it's tough, and we just couldn't find that tie in one late. We had chances. I think on another day maybe we tie one up late, but
so literally those last second chances, like how did those not go in?
It was just an absolute fury, and we just couldn't figure it out.
Like the shot and then the flick too.
Yeah,
like he was so close to that. Like
yeah, it was tough.
But the boys are cooking. I had a good time, and it's just like, you know, it's. There's been games that like, you know, the yells at the ref would have been like, all right, but like the boys are playing, so it's good
for sure. There's
at the right time.
Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff being played. It's just a matter of putting it all together, which is great. And then I capped it all off with a nice little rant. I think the funniest part of the rant though was their media guy. Like, so it was one question, and I just said that, and then literally the second I stopped talking, he was like, "And we're done."
Well, because I
just got a big old nosebleed.
I know that you just blacked out and don't remember any of it, but at the end you're like, well, if you want to talk more about refs, then we can. But if not, I'm good. So what do you want to say?
So I guess I did black out. I don't know. It just felt like he was very much like, and we're just gonna stop this and we're moving on.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was funny. It was just a funny way to end it.
Top post game presser for sure.
Yeah, it only would have been better if I was rocking a penny or something.
Yeah, packing a bomb.
Yeah, packing a heater. We don't do that anymore, Mitch.
The conversation we have coming up next that we already had.
Yeah,
our guy RJ.
Yep.
What a legend. All right, yeah, we're here with guest RJ Harrison, head of the Barton St Battalion. Your Barton St Battalion. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah. No, we've been excited to have you out and chat. Like I said, we have to start obviously with this. I just pulled out the Kenny Upol shirt, and this guy just casually drops, I just started that company.
Yeah.
No big deal. Back in the day.
Yeah, we need to know more about that.
Yeah, so I was working at Waxman Industrial for like 5 years, and American Iron Metal bought us out, and they started Kenny Upel, and that was the first site they put it in Burlington. So I was one of the grunt workers there.
That's amazing.
The start, yeah. As
From the start, yeah.
We've literally brought up Kenny Upel 90% of the shows that we've talked about, so that is just unbelievable.
I just had a nice pull from the St. Catharines yard. Got some good parts. Yeah, but what should we get into first? Maybe just introduce yourself a little bit, and
RJ,
this is our
leader
first,
of the
my
battalion,
first time
as
meeting
you know.
you. Yeah, go for it.
My first time meeting you, Bex. It's not my first time meeting you. Yeah, born and raised in Hamilton, steel worker all my life, scrapyard, Ford Motor Company, now Stelco. Born to be in this spot, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we especially appreciate you coming out after a night shift last night, coming off a hot 1 hour of sleep before coming into this. So
it's a little rough, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I hit him up last week because Tuesdays, Wednesdays work off. Can't do Tuesdays. All right, I'll come in Wednesday, and that's like walking in. Yeah, I just got off a night shift, haven't really slept it. All right, my bad.
And took overtime for tonight.
Yeah, so totally appreciate
Sucker
you
for
taking the
punishment.
time, man. Sacrifice. That's what we're all about here.
Yeah, so I guess tell us about how you got to be here, got to be in charge of the battalion.
So yeah, I wasn't around for the first season. I didn't even really know much about it, and then I saw the championship game was on TV, and I watched it, and we dominated cavalry and brought home the first championship. So that's when I really became a fan. And then the following season, I was like, I want to be a part of this. Get my season tickets. COVID hits. We got the Island Games, and heard about the battalion. I was like, I want to join that. I want to see what that's about. So then the following year came, got my seasons, went inside the battalion, started learning songs. The atmosphere is fantastic. I was like, this is where I want to be, right? And for anyone out there that wants to be part of that, like, I highly recommend it. It's a ton of fun. You're not going to regret it. And I didn't expect to be in this position. Alan was stepping down, and he just kind of came up to me at the end of last season and was like, here's the keys to the wheel. Have fun.
That's wild.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's even disputed anymore. Like, Forge is, come on, best fans in the league for sure. Like you were just saying, even in Halifax this week. Right?
Yeah, it was actually a really cool moment. Obviously, we've been lucky enough. A few times we've played out in Halifax. A bunch of the battalion and Forge fans in general have made the trip out, whether it's family or friends. And there was a pretty decent contingent that made the trip out. We spoke about it a little bit before. Yeah. But after the match, I was walking out to the bus, and one of the Halifax fans actually stopped me and was literally talking. He's like, it is so cool that's great. The amount of times you've played down here, that your fans have made the trip. Like, it's great to see. Yeah. And their fans are unbelievable. Like, we have to give credit where credit's due. Like, it's a great atmosphere there. Great little barn. They're having fun. Yeah.
East Coast, always have a sellout, right?
Yeah, East Coast. Especially every time I think we've played out there. I've never played out there where it's been, where it hasn't been like real packed and nice and loud. So good. It's fantastic to see. But shout out to all the Forge fans making the trip, battalion especially, and I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to see how far we've come.
Yeah, for sure. Do you plan those trips, or like all the away games? Like, is that just kind of like whoever goes? Like, there's always a little crew.
Kind of. So every year we try and do one big away day, and then this year we tried to do two. So we had the Ottawa game in August that was supposed to be in May, but we pushed it to August. It was supposed to be a bus trip, and it kind of fell through last minute. So we didn't have as many fans as we were hoping to have in August, but. Last year, just to give a shout out to everyone that made it out for the championship match, we had 400 people make it to Ottawa, and we sang as loud as the 15,000 they had.
100%. I was down in that section too. It was amazing.
It was a wild time. It's a night I'll never forget. Yeah. I don't think you're going to forget that one.
I mean, we've talked. I don't remember too much of it, but
unless you had a few too many bench beers in the box watching.
That's it. Sponsored by Bench Brewing. No, that was great. That was
crazy. People.
And Kenny Upel, of course. Yeah. He gave the car a tinker for you to get down there, so it was all good. Yeah. No, that was obviously I was in the stands for that one, but sitting up top and like seeing you guys in the corner just absolutely giving it for 90 minutes was wicked. And it was just it was cool. I mean, being a young Canadian or a Canadian player who grew up and never really had this in our own backyard, to see a final being played with how many 15,000, 16,000, however
I think they
it
had
was.
15,000, yeah.
And then to have that contingent of traveling fans make the trip, be nice and loud, the support, and then obviously win it and all be able to celebrate together and have a nice little party at the bar after was pretty cool. And it's I don't know, it's wild to see how far this game's really come in this country.
It's good, you know. It's still early in the league and the organization, and the intimacy that the fans can have with the players, the interaction. It's a lot of fun and it's great, and it might not be here forever. So
that's special. So for me, it's like obviously you're relatively new to all this, but you've kind of just hit the ground running and you fell in love with it. What was some of those first experiences, and like why did it stick to you so much?
Well, last year I tried capwing for the first time, and I'll tell you, everyone thinks that's easy. I can do that. And then somebody says, you know what? Okay, go down and do it. And then you turn around and you're just looking at everyone. And you're like, I have to sing in front. Like, I got to lead these people. And then all the pressure comes. But you get the first couple lines in, and it's a ton of fun. And you're creating the atmosphere, and then you're living the atmosphere, and it just reels you in. And, I don't know. There's like, I can tell you a few memories. So like Canadian Championship this year in Montreal, there was a handful of us that made out for that. That was surreal.
Yeah.
I talked about their support too, and I was just like, it would be really cool one day to have both ends like that. And we're on our way to that, but we got to grow and get there. It all takes time. But they welcomed us with open arms, and some of the guys did some scarf trades, and you know, it was a lot of fun. And that's what it's about, right? And that's how we're gonna grow. Yeah. We're gonna grow this league, and it's gonna be around forever.
Do you talk with a lot of other like supporters groups, or like people that are in charge of them, running them and stuff? Like, what's the?
Yep. Yeah, I talk to people from every supporters group.
Yeah.
Secretly.
That's it. Definitely nothing but the secret club. Yeah. The heads of the families come together for chats.
But how is that though? Is everyone kind of
it's good? Like
respectful or on sort of like got the same idea of things, or is there a clash in the heads at times?
There's differences, right? But it's a good space for us to lean on each other. If have you dealt with this before? How'd you go about it? And then, you know, give them a little insight, and then it might help them get a breakthrough with whatever the issue is. Or like this year, Valor's group, Red River Rising, Kristen and Taylor, they had an idea that Nikki wanted to do, which was pride kits. So they had a pride kit for every team across the league, and they just put the supporter group crest on it. And we did really good, and Battalion crushed it.
I've seen a couple of them after when we're signing the stuff after the game, and they look really cool.
Yeah, I thank everyone that supported it league wide, right? And it was Vancouver Whitecaps. They had a supporters group that went in on it too, and
really?
A couple League One teams too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
growing the game. That's what it's all about.
No, 100%. I think like it's cool that you know, you're in charge. That you've experienced it so recently, like that. Clearly, the passion going from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
So like, how's the numbers? What are you seeing in the growth of the battalion? I mean, we see it just like, you know, visibly, but
yeah. So I mean, since I started going to the games, you know, the section might have been like half full, and then you get the bigger games. Though CONCACAF people really show up, right? And bigger games are going to show up for, and you just got to kind of go with the motion. Sometimes in the summertime, people are at cottages, they're away, right? And they just can't be here. But you get the diehards that are in those front rows, and we just go hard.
What do you think we can do collectively, or like, because we talk about this all the time too. Like, we just went to Labor Day Classic, you know, like it's just such a, you know what you're doing on Labor Day, right? You're tailgating, you're going to the Cats game. Like, how do we make that happen for Forge?
Well, we already, like, for the battalion. And it's not just for the battalion.
Right. I mean, the greater community.
Pre-game pints at Wingport. And everyone's welcome. And then we do a big march every weekend game to the stadium. So about an hour and a half before we all get out, we got smoke grenades, we got our drums, we're singing, got the flags waving, we're walking down Barton Street.
Yeah.
You know, last year was Cannon, but we're the Barton Street Battalion, and it never made sense. So we finally got Wingporium locked down. And
look at that. Just
big change.
That's it.
Who's the when we had that, was after the Ottawa game. We won 4-3. We stopped by a few of the guys on the team, had a couple drinks after at Wingporium too, and that was special. But the owner at Wingporium is a little bit of character.
Dave.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah,
Legend. He loves it, huh?
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he loves it. So we got to shout out Wingporium.
Yeah, 100%.
Great people over there. Great
They've been
service.
great to us, man.
Yeah.
And Kenny Upel.
Wingporium, Kenny Upel collab coming in hot.
That's right.
That's it. Kenny Upel wings.
Yeah, no, Dave's been great to us. Nothing short of amazing. He's treated us all great, and we've tried to do our part and get everyone in there. And away games, people watching this, come down for away games. You don't have to be Battalion. Come down, learn our songs if you want. Just come support the boys.
I think that's a special thing too. Is like everyone loves watching a sports game in like a packed bar. It just feels there's a little buzz in the air. Of course, everyone's having a couple bevies. It's great. Yeah, good celly together. If you lose, you guys can cry together. It's nice.
What's the before? Because I'll forget to ask after. But what's the timeline before games? When's the walk happen? When do you usually show up to Wingporium?
So like 3 hours before the game, show up, start having a couple pints, couple shots, whatever you want.
Yep.
And about an hour and a half before the game, try and get there for when the gates are opening, so everyone can get in for their $5 beers.
Nice.
I feel like such a loser that I haven't done that yet.
Well, hey,
come on down.
Saturday,
we got one game left.
Yeah, that's it. We got a few more than that. Come on.
I'm saving for the championship.
Oh, he's got something special. He's got something
one game at a time. That's what you want.
That's
what you want from leadership.
That's legitimately that's my perspective
when
too.
We
so
host
I like
the championship, everyone in Hamilton get down there. We're going to just shut Barton down.
That's it.
That's what I want to see.
That would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling that'll happen. And there's a good chance with you at the helm that it'll happen. I love it.
I think we should probably let everyone know. We'll just let them know right now. I mean, we have a massive viewership, so everyone will see this. Going for drinks at Wingporium.
Up to the 10s.
Yeah, up to the 10, the 11s, if you will. Yeah. We'll do a couple of guys on the team will go by Wingporium after the game this weekend. So everyone in the battalion, all the foragers come out and support, show some love. Great season, and obviously thank everyone for you guys have packed the stadium each week we've been here. So
we definitely need to do one of these at Wingporium.
Let's do it.
This guy on the mic after a couple beers and shots. That's when the real content's out.
Yeah.
Little captain's log after dark.
There we go.
Couple.
Do it up.
Yeah. That's it. Couple shandies.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
For sure.
That's it.
What are your thoughts end of the season, going into the playoffs? What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
Going into the playoffs, I really want to see us lock down that golden boot. Taryn or Woob, somebody's got to take over Ollie. I mean, after all, his hair support's forged, so.
That's it. There you go. That's it. What's the race right now? I forgot because
Woobs and Taryn are at 10, and I think Bevan's still at 9, and Ollie's at 11.
All right, so one of them can just pop off this weekend.
Yeah.
A
little brace to end the season and just lock that up.
Yeah.
Woobs has been in some good form too. He's potted a few in the last couple, which is nice.
At the end of the day, too, let's get Henry a clean sheet and let's get him to lock down that golden glove too, because he's been gypped a couple times on that. So
yeah, to say the least.
Yeah,
that's it.
How was he? I didn't even ask after that. He was good to go after that save.
But yeah, he smashed his head on the bottom of the bar.
Yeah.
So he had a nice little goose egg that was just popping out.
He was good to go. No conky or anything.
Yeah, no conky, which is all good. Nice.
All right.
Also, we got Malcolm back at training, which is great to see.
Which is huge. For sure.
Got a nice little gash in the head, sweet little scar for sure. But
first game I've missed, and that was the game I missed.
That was wild. It was carnage. But it's great to see him back around the boys. He's an absolute ledge. That's good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, can't miss another game.
So the one funny story,
craziest game of all time.
2 years ago, CONCACAF, we had a game. I think it was against Santos Laguna or something.
Oh,
and
you missed that one?
No, I was there.
Okay,
I was there. I worked all day, and then I went to the game after, and I still haven't lived it down because it was my girlfriend's birthday.
Hey, it was a pretty good game, though.
It was a great game.
that was the comeback, no?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yes,
that was wild.
Yeah. That was a good one.
It was Navarro who scored that last one to seal it. That was carnage.
Yeah.
That's when, and then you were there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, big Sally in the locker room after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was cool.
For sure.
It's part of history right there.
That's it.
That's what you see. Come on, guy. You can't be a battalion guy missing a game like that. She'll. Also, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend, no? Did you hear about our little run-in?
Yeah. She texted me right away.
Unbelievable. Shout out.
She's like, you'll never guess who I just saw. I was like, who? She's like, Kyle Becker. I was like, oh. I started laughing. Because like a week before, I went to pick her up, and I can't remember his name. He works for the club, but he was taking Betty Bonga down there.
Oh, was it I'm trying to think who would have done. Oh, was it Brian?
Possibly.
Yeah. Little guy?
No, big guy.
Oh, Jelani.
Jelani.
Yeah,
That's
for
it,
sure.
Jelani.
I don't know if Brian would have done it. Yeah, Jelani probably would handle that.
I was in Dollarama, I got an energy drink. I turned around and I was like, Benny!
Yeah.
Right?
That's it. I was getting the old passport renewed. She's like, do you play for Forge? It's like, yeah. It's like, no, you don't. It's like, yeah, I do. Like, my boyfriend runs the battalion. I was like, oh, sweet, RJ? Nice.
He texted me out for that too. It's just like, I got the best hookup of all time. Quick passport turnaround.
Came in real quick.
Yeah,
I wish I had a
sweet.
couple parking tickets. I would have asked to just get those wiped, but
Service Ontario.
yeah, that's what it's all about. Honestly, you gotta have a couple plugs over there too, no?
How's been the relationship or the working with Forge or the other side? Like, what's that kind of balance like?
Strong. It's you don't want to get too close, right? Like
Yeah.
supporter groups are supporter groups. You want to keep that arm's reach, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you want to lean on them just like they're going to lean on you in certain aspects.
Yeah, I think too. It's the big thing for me, and we've talked about this a lot. Is when you're starting something like this, I think everyone knows what the finished product looks like.
Yeah.
Perfect example: Champions League is on today. Everyone's gonna go home, watch that, and it's like you're seeing the best of the best do it. But we're also a startup company at the end of the day,
That's
and
right.
everyone who's a part of this ecosystem, whether it's yourself, whether it's me on the field, whether it's you being a part of a podcast like this, Corey and Zach behind the camera, obviously you go all the way up to the Bob Youngs and the Scott Mitchells at the top. Like everyone is a part of this right now, and it's so small and collective that like you have these personal relationships, and it takes everyone to buy in and do it. And it takes you showing up to Wingport week in and week out, trying to get people out there, because we're building something. We're building something that's bigger than ourselves. We're trying to build a community, and everyone has a role to play in it. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. So it's great that you're coming on here doing this. We're having these chats, because I think it's harder the bigger you get. And
100%.
if we can cultivate these relationships early on, then we can all be a part of growing this together and having these and seeing how far we can take it, which is wicked.
Right. And you said community. And to me, that's what a supporter group is. It's a community. You have many different people, different aspects of life. You know what I mean? And they all come together for the love of one thing. That's the support the team. Right. And it's awesome that we have it, because we never had it. I'll tell you right now, I was not a soccer fan 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite sport.
Yeah.
Hockey, take a back seat. Football, take a back seat.
And like,
That's crazy.
what a better perspective that, like, you know, like there's just perfect. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get everyone to not, you know, that wasn't a soccer fan 5 years ago, get this into it.
Come out to a game, see what it's about.
Come
You're
out.
going to fall in love with it.
And it's
100%.
special too, because I think this and hearing these things is, and then you get that. I think we can kind of pass on as players the responsibility of each guy who puts that shirt on. Is you have a responsibility to come out and put in a shift for all you guys in the stands, because Hamilton is such a melting pot. And as you said, you have people from all different walks of life, but they're coming out because we have this common bond of Forge FC and just the soccer ball, whatever it is, a game you just want to watch. And then we're out there, we have that responsibility to do it together, and we're growing it, and it's crazy. I think that's what makes this thing so cool and so special. So
It is.
it's nice.
So I got a question for you. Who's going to have a statue first out front? You or Bobby?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think Bobby will probably. I think he deserves it. He's been what he's done since day one, and being that first man at the helm. I don't think that's any easy feat for
He's done
Coach
great,
Stu to bring a group of people together like that. I think everyone comes in. You have that idea. You're like, oh, it's gonna be easy. I'm gonna coach, whatever, bring in some talent, but the ups and downs of a season, managing all the personalities and the egos, it's crazy. And I think he's the driver.
It'll be like the guys you were talking about that you work with. We'll see who retires first. These guys just don't want to leave.
I ain't leaving.
Yeah, we'll see who ruins their welcome first.
Honestly, I think if there were,
a war
if we
of
took that,
attrition,
if we
these
took
two
that to
old
the old
guys,
Bet
yeah.
365, I think the odds would be on me to ruin that relationship first, historically. But I'm growing. Okay, I'm working on myself.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, no, it was. That's great. Definitely come back anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the captain's log is we'll do anything we can for the battalion. I've been trying to get them to let us throw off some smoke bombs down here too, but we haven't figured out the logistics
I signed off
yet.
on the waiver. I think I'll be around.
Yeah, all we need is your sign off. Yeah,
all right,
that's
next
good.
time, just sneak a couple of those in here, and we'll just have a couple flares going back here. It'll be fine.
Yeah, so we'll update you on the Kenny Upel sponsorship. If we need your help on that, we'll maybe CC on you a couple emails. But no, thanks for coming out. It's a pleasure to
thank you guys for having me.
meet you, and there'll be lots more in the future for sure.
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you. Pleasure.
Yeah. All right, man.
Thanks, guys.
Great chat. Shout out RJ, head of the battalion. Thanks for coming out. I think it was sweet. Great that we could have this chat and people get to know what the old battalion's all about.
He's awesome. He's unreal.
Honestly.
And there was like 20 we should have just been the stories before and after too. We need to get him back.
For sure. He's definitely gonna have to come back on the pod. We talked about doing one maybe we do a little live pod at the old Wingporium.
Yeah.
I think that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Get some of the battalion out there, make some noise.
Yeah.
It's a good little spot.
I'll throw it out this weekend.
Yeah.
When I'm there for the game.
Yeah. Mixing it up.
Gotta go for the walk.
What did he say the owner was called? Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave at Wingporium.
I'll seek him out. Yeah. What else you got? A couple shout outs.
Yeah. Got to shout out Good Shepherd. Was there any other sponsors who did that event? The Dempsters, Good Shepherd and Dempsters. We hosted a Thanksgiving dinner for, I want to say it was, I think 100 people have signed up. And came through the stadium, some families, had a nice Thanksgiving dinner. And then we were on the field with some of the Ticast players playing a little soccer, a little football. It was sweet. It was very cool to be a part of. I think that's something that's probably been missing the last couple of years, obviously, with Thanksgivings in the last couple of years were a little different than they were in the past. So it was great to do like an actual event like that again. I hosted them, came in, got a ton of food, sit down, had some dinner, and then just got to mess around on the field, did a couple tours of both locker rooms. So that was pretty special to be a part of.
Yeah, nice community family dinner. Dinner with the Forge and the Cats.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did a little, just nice to give a little bit of the time back to the community.
Yeah, for sure.
That was great.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Not a whole lot. We just
no other shout outs?
What?
No other shout outs?
No. Shout out to the
Don't get
really.
one.
Nah.
Nah.
Well, Kenny Upel.
Oh,
obviously.
actually, yeah, we got to shout out the Upes. Look at this T-shirt. How much is that guy going for?
$12.99.
Yeah, but $5 admission too, or you can get the shirt without taking the ride
you can
at the park.
You don't have to pull apart to get the shirt.
That'd be better. Like if you maybe they just throw a couple surprise ones and like tuck them in a bumper, and if you want that bumper and the shirt falls out, you just get it.
A little Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, at the Upes.
That's not a bad idea.
Come on.
Our sponsors can cross over. We'll do a bench beer Easter egg hunt. Checking all the glove boxes for a couple steaming hot tall boys in the yard.
Nothing like just a boiling hot IPA on a summer's day.
Oh, it's a nice spicy thick IPA. It's just been sitting. That's great.
That's good. Oh god, that kind of reminds me. Do you remember in high school when Glenn got Tank House?
Oh yeah, Tank House Ale.
That was one of the worst experiences of my life.
You guys, isn't it Mill Street?
Yeah, Mill Street Brewery.
And some people swear by it.
It's won a couple awards.
You gotta be.
But when you're in high school and you're looking for a good beverage on a Friday night, I'll tell you what. A 2-4 of Mill Street Tank House, nice extra spicy beer. Is possibly the worst choice you can make.
Honestly,
but what a name!
Have you guys ever heard of it or tried it?
Tank House.
Like some people like it.
I'm sure if we had one now,
when you're an adult,
with like a nice meal.
At the time, you're just not expecting cumin.
Yeah, I don't need just that when you're trying to play beer pong.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Doing full cup chugs with Tank House Ale. Get out of my face. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think Glenn still chirps me for I
was the only one that muscled it down.
Yeah. Awful. But it was good. It was fun.
Yeah. All right. This Saturday, though.
Yeah.
What's happening?
We got the old fan appreciation night at the old donut box. Last home game of the regular season.
Nice.
Yeah, still a ton to play for. So everyone's got to show up, get nice and loud, get here nice and early, get those $5 beers, pregame beers.
Yep.
Yeah, knock that out. Maybe stop by Wingporium. I don't know.
3 hours before the game, Wingporium, march down Barton.
Boom.
$5 beers.
Boom.
Big Forge victory. Secure second.
Yep, that's it. And then we'll have that. That's a big one. We got to secure that second place. I think it'll lead to a nice, exciting little playoff matchup.
Pretty good year. The league.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's great.
Race, everyone has something to do on the last day.
It's awesome. I think
other than those
when you
losers.
look at it from the, I think when you big old chuckle. I think when you look at it from a league standpoint, it's huge. Ton to be excited about. It's got a lot more competitive, which is great to see. Testament to the talent that we got in this country across the board.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, now we just gotta not piss our pants.
Yeah. What
There we
else? IKEA?
Oh. You're just gonna sewer me like that?
No, honestly, it was written in my book for something like unrelated, but I just saw it.
I was putting up those shelves, and I sent you that
Oh,
picture of
yeah,
all
yeah.
the holes that I was
Should
putting
see
in my
the-
wall.
I'm like, not even like, guys never heard of a level.
Okay, first off, my house is a bit of a crazy house. It's all fucking wonky. So it's level, but it might not look level. It's a thing that checks out.
Oh, so you're going off the
I was
land.
going off the level.
You're going off
No,
the land.
I'm going
not
off.
the
I'm using the
You
level.
guys are walking uphill in the living room.
No. Oh man, that guy. So it was for the nursery. We were putting up a couple shelves in Benny's room.
Yeah.
Yeah, jammed me up real hard, and I was just putting in holes everywhere. And I sent this guy. I was like using one of the anchors. Clearly didn't need an anchor. That was my first jam up.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but like the anchor was going in. There's
Yeah, you could've done- yeah.
because there's like the thing behind the wall they put in the reno. So I could have just drilled the nail into it. Hindsight, didn't
Yeah.
know. And the best part is before we were doing it, I was literally going across the wall tapping it, being like, "That's a stud, that's a stud." And the cat pulled up some of like the photos from like when everything was bare bones, and there's like a full on piece of wood that's been put in. So there's like the whole thing's a stud. And I was just like, yeah, that's good. It was like when I was doing putting the oil in and I popped the old chamois in the back pocket.
Yeah.
You got to act like you've been there before. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a
Captain's log. A couple studs.
couple studs. We got her figured out though.
Yeah. All right.
That it?
That's it.
That's all we got for you.
Corey, Zach, thanks for coming out again. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
This was The Captain's Log with Kyle Becker and Mitch Houlihan, presented by Bench Brewing. The guys will drop another episode sometime, whenever they get to it. In the meantime, we would love and appreciate for you to like, follow, subscribe, click on the little bell, do all the things in all the places you get entertained, and you'll find more of this type of content. And that also means we get to spend more time together on the Forge Audio Network.